So yes, I had a very hard last 6 months. Last 2025. And last 29 years of life in general. Especially the last 2 decades in particular. Very difficult. And as I enter 2026, I have a feeling that I'm going to see why exactly. I'm going to endeavor to tell my story in the best way that I can, or figure out how to. As always, this is impromptu. We don't plan these things per se, they just happen. And I want to tell my story to myself, and this might be the first time I tell the story of my life in a sometimes chronological-ish way, I guess, but complete way and fully from my perspective, not from the perspectives I have seen or heard reflected by other people who is not me. So I remember talking to a therapist one time a couple years ago, and he was asking me if he was telling me, write your autobiography. And I was like, And I started, maybe I got to about like early teens, and then I kind of stopped. But I thought, maybe do it in this format, in this video series kind of format, just here in my own space, some of my own stuff around. And yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how it's going to be broken up. All I know is I'm a special person. I'm special. I'm here for a particular reason. I have a lot of insight into what that reason is. And on one hand, I'm really grateful to know this in a world where it's clear to me that so many people don't. So I'm grateful. But I also want to express, and hopefully through the course of this recording, this series, maybe I'll do one every night before I go to bed for a couple nights. Throughout the course of this series, I want to kind of give an understanding of what it takes sometimes to become someone who is so aware of why they're here. Sometimes when I think about what to say next, I freeze and I pause because I'm thinking how to put so much experience into some words. It's kind of stops me. And I guess for this first one, I'm not so much feeling to go back to the beginning as much as I'm feeling to talk about present and work my way back. I've rarely been on a journey, these last few years in particular, of unearthing and wrestling back. Who am I? Who is Jarryon? And I just want to take a second to make sure we're rolling so that I don't say all these things in vain. And we are rolling. Who am I? Who is Jarryon? That's been a big part of the whole thing, no? Yes, it has. I have no idea how this looks right now, but cool. I spent a lot of time doing this, not particularly because I wanted to, but because life demanded it of me and put scenarios and situations in front of me that left me with no choice but to learn about life, learn about myself. From rock bottom all the way through the journey and the struggle to even a glimpse of what it really is to be connected, to have that connection established between me and the Most High, the universe, God. I felt the beginnings of that. I got a sneak preview, to be fair. To get that sneak preview literally required years and years and years and years and years and years and years of just like shedding. And in that process of shedding, a lot of loneliness and aloneness and seeming separation from many people and many ideas and basically my whole life, my whole persona at that time, my whole personality at that time. Like, that person is not the same person sitting down here today. And I know it very acutely. And maybe some people in my life from before then are coming to terms with it. I mean, they see the changes. They don't understand what happened, most of them. And that hurt for a long time because who I was back then was very attached to others, way more than to myself, way more. And then life started this process of stripping away. Till today. Do you know I've sacrificed so much of what people consider necessary and like valuable and like made it. Life dealt with me in such a way where I would understand that these things aren't what's most important. They matter to a point, but they don't really matter. In the grand scheme of life, in the grand scheme of living and being a human being and finding yourself and finding your purpose and living a life of meaning. The money, the cars, the clothes, the girls, these things, they don't really matter. Not as much as that connection. And I feel like that connection and everything connected to it has given me a level of certainty that, I mean, even when I'm suffering, the certainty is there. And then it becomes a matter of time, acceptance, and time, direction, even momentum, if I can get it, when I can get it. Sometimes I don't get it. Right now I'm starting again. I'm a restarter. I've always restarted. Cleansing, when you talk about the phoenix, bro, we live that. We live that. We live that for real, you know? So when I come on things like this, I almost don't even know what to say, because what I want to say cannot be expressed in words alone. It must be acted out and felt, experienced, like art, That's why I consider myself an artist. A priest told me that. He said, "You're not an entrepreneur, you're an artist." I was like, huh? And then I was like, yeah, that's actually true. This year, let me see if I can show you one of these. This year represents a big culmination point for me in my business journey. My company, Sunshine, is 4 years old this year. First company I've had be this old, with revenues, a team, strategy, principles, vision, values, mission, a market, customers. Ooh, to get that, oh my goodness. All while not flexing, not flossing. I know you'll see me on some trips, huh? But life sent me on those trips. That wasn't no kind of flexing, no kind of flossing. Just keeping it real, I don't even know how I afforded those trips. Giving it a whole 100. I'm not even sure. But anyway, I'm at a point in my life now where it's culmination time. Remember all those things I said didn't matter? They do, huh? Just the order in which society tells you to go get those things is totally wrong. You want yourself first so that all other things could be added on to you. You don't want the other things and then where are you? Where are you? Because if you want to be you, you will go through this shedding process as well, and it will take some time as well. And so when I look at people and when I talk with people, I can see if you've gone through the process, because I've gone through the process. By the things that you say, by the conversations you keep, by the company that you keep, it's very easy to see. And it's also very easy to see people who have gone through the process. Even people who pretend that they've gone through the process or have gone through the process up to a certain point. It becomes easy to see because we live that. We live that. So, I am at a very crucial point in my life now, having put in an extremely unreasonable amount of effort. It wasn't any overnight success. Yo, I still travel, I travel. I talk in Trinidad travel now. I still travel, bro. I'm pushing 30 this year, dog. I don't have a car, bro. I just walk and thing. I just walk around. I just walk distances people wouldn't walk. I just walk and I just be like, huh, this is more affordable. you know? So It's taken a lot. It's taken a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. And sometimes it feels like nothing is happening. Sometimes it feels like, where's the results? Where's the rewards? I know it's felt like that for like 2 decades. Imagine 2 decades of sticking to your guns and like your path in a society that's telling you all sorts of stuff. You take in all that info and you say, dog, I gonna do it my way. It have no path, huh? It have no path. This is not even two paths diverge in a yellow wood. This is, it has no path. What are you gonna do next? For 2 decades. Nobody can't guide you at a certain point in terms of your path. As things get heavy and as things get tough, I thank the Most High for the people around who have helped me at those times, and they are few. They are, best believe they're few. It's not the ones that I grew up with. In many cases, it's not even family, although in some cases it is. It's just a select few, just a few. Other than that, it's a lot of belief and just that's what it is. You don't have to be rich. In fact, I sometimes think you're starting an advantage if you're not. And there's someone I like to listen to, even though I only found out about him after he passed away, called Krishnamurti, because he also talks about no path. And he says things like, the truth cannot be repeated. And that just sounds cool, don't you think? And like, this is one of my favorite clips of him is where he talks about like, you're poor. He's like, and you're poor. So what? Be poor. That shit hits. Because I wasn't born rich, dog. No, we were poor. Lower middle class. Middle class drifting into lower middle class throughout the course of life, As the economy has been the economy. And our society has been society. So we've been swimming uphill, dog. We've been poor. And all the manifestation in the world, it didn't really produce it per se, not in the way that you might think. It still was uphill. So I guess I just want to say because this is going to come out and these things are going to get viewed in the future primarily. After everyone sees what sunshine is, after more modern content starts to come out, people who are truly interested will start to find these videos. And so I'm talking to you because you are one of the first to actually find it. This is actually where the real information is in terms of how did it happen? How did it come to be like this? And I will give the most honest account as I can, that I can. That's all I could do. That's what I want to do. Because what I did and what it took needs to be explained and expressed so that you could do it too. Because for the world to become what we know it could be, it requires us to make it so, with a lot of assistance from the Most High and from some key people afoot about. So I'm going to bring this information in the form of videos, oh gosh, whatever. It's 2025, content. Yeah, just content. Eventually, someone will be filming this for me. Thank you in advance. Thank you. Someone will be filming this. I would just have to come here, sit down, show up, talk. Maybe script some stuff before in terms of more precise content. But for now, raw. You're getting the raw version because this is me in a very raw form. Done stripped away. I couldn't really tell you much things. I mean, to describe myself, it's not even driven anymore. It's past that. Certain, we've been operating on destiny for a minute now. That's how I could record this before it happens, and you'll find it after it happens. Only destiny could cause that. It's not like I know what's going to happen. So, yeah, this is what it is. Are we still rolling? How many minutes has this been? Okay, it was a low power mode. I hope this is fine. So yeah, it may sound like rambling on a level, but if you listen quite closely, you would hear that there were many keys dropped in even this first conversation. I've come a long way. I am right at a point before a huge up level. It's kind of auspiciously quiet. A lot of activities about to happen in January. With the growth and success of Sunshine, a lot of energy will pour back into me, and I will finally be able to expand more, as I've always desired.